Yabba dabba do! Welcome to this emotional intelligence workout with a specific focus on empathy. So let's go ahead and dive right on in. First exercise is empathy clips. So I'm going to show you 5 different movie scenes and I'm going to show it to you twice. And your task is to see if you can recognize the different emotions in those scenes. Once you've seen the different scenes twice, I'm going to show you my answers, my thoughts to those different scenes and the different emotions, and we can see if what you had resonated with what I had. Excellent, so over to you.
Hey! Don't lay your palm flat on that tabletop! Don't lay your palm flat on that tabletop!
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. So here are the different emotions I thought of for those different scenes, and let's take a moment to just see if what you had resonated and lined up with what I had. Awesome, so thanks for diving into that first exercise. So now, as you can see here, we have a whole bunch of different emotions that have come on the screen here. And what I'd like you to do is just take a moment to reflect over your last week and figure out where you observed any of these emotions in others. I'm going to give us just maybe about 30 seconds for this. And so as you can see here, happy. Where did you observe that? Maybe in a friend or in a family member, or stressed or nervous. Did you see that in a colleague before a different presentation or something like that? Anger, maybe road rage out on the street. Whatever makes sense in your world, in your space. So look at all these different emotions and just where did you observe these in others in this last week? Awesome. So over to you. Excellent, so thanks for diving into that exercise. So onwards to the next one. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to show 3 different movie scenes again on the screen. But instead of just trying to recognize the different emotions that you see, instead here I want you to put yourself in their shoes and just take a moment to say what emotions would you feel if you were in that situation. Excellent, so here we go. 3, 2, 1, over to you.
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa. She's a nightmare, honestly. No wonder she hasn't got any friends. I think she heard you.
Okay, awesome. So I know you just did that first one, but just if you're a little bit confused, what I want you to do is imagine that you were in the shoes of that character in this next scene, and what emotions would you feel? Okay, once again, over to you.
Said I lied to you. I hired you because I wanted this team to lose. I wanted you to fail. And I sabotaged you every chance I've had.
Brilliant. Okay, last one.
So, do you want me to watch Ben for you?
Yes, that's what I was going to ask. Thank you.
Here, Ben, you want to play the airplane game? You want to show Rachel? Come here. You want to do something fun? Okay. Whee! Oh. Whee! Oh. Whee!
Wonderful. So again, thanks for diving into that exercise there. And that's what empathy is all about, trying to understand what someone would feel if they were in a given situation. Why would they feel that? And if we take that moment to reflect on what we'd feel, it can help us understand what they might feel in that situation. Okay, but onwards to the next exercise. So we're on to emotion observations. And again, what we're going to do now is we're going to just spend 30 seconds taking a moment to reflect on our last week and say, what were the strongest emotions that you observed in others? Again, it could be family members, friends, colleagues, strangers out on the streets, whoever that is that you want to think through in this last week. Just what are the strongest emotions that you observed? Over to you. Okay, so let's take this exercise one step further, another 30 seconds, and just thinking through those strong emotions that you observed in others. I want you to say why. Why might they have had that emotion? What caused that emotion? What was the build-up or trigger to that emotion? So over to you, once again, thinking through those strong emotions. Why do those folk, why do those friends, family members, colleagues have those emotions? Go for it. Brilliant. So again, thanks for diving into that exercise. But one caveat I just want to put on this exercise is that we don't know. We have our interpretations of what those strong emotions might be and why they might have come about. But the only way that we're actually going to know is to have that conversation and just ask that person, okay, what were you feeling? Why were you feeling that? And that's how we build our empathy. That's how we continue to practice and learn what other people are feeling in different situations and why they're feeling that. Excellent. So final exercise here, on to portraits. We're all warmed up. We've thought about the emotions of others. We've looked at different emotions. So we're going to go back to that first exercise we did, but just in terms of portraits, in terms of stills. And it's going to be rapid fire. I'm going to show a handful of different emotions or different pictures on the screen. And your task is to see if you can recognize the different emotions that I've got on here. And once again, I'll then show the different emotions I thought of for those different faces, for those different facial expressions, and you can see if what you got resonated with what I got. Excellent. So over to you one more time. Go for it. Yes, yes, yes. So here are the different emotions I thought of for these different portraits. Take a moment to see if what you got resonated with what I got. If they didn't, let me know in the comments. Always eager to learn and figure out what you saw. And just huge thank you for wanting to improve your empathy, for being here, and wishing you the best day going forward.